Hey there, drone fans. Today I'm outside for my very first flight of the brand new DJI Avata 360 drone. Now, I've been trying to get this drone up in the air for the last couple of days, but we've had some really crummy weather. It's been raining, it's been overcast, and today's really the first beautiful day that I could get outside, get this drone up in the air, and have a little bit of fun with it. Now, before I put the drone up, I did the firmware update, which updated the firmware on the drone, the firmware on the controllers. I think there was a firmware update for the goggles and the motion controller, and also the batteries, and that's something a lot of people miss. So when you do a firmware update, it normally updates the drone and the controller, but every now and then DJI updates the firmware on the batteries because remember, they're intelligent batteries and they've got a controller inside. So when you do your firmware update, once you finish the update, if you have second and third batteries, pull the battery out of the drone after you've powered it down, slide the new battery in, power it up, and if it needs a firmware update, you'll get a message on your controller. And make sure you rotate all of your batteries through the drone to see if they need that firmware update, because the last thing you want to have happen is to get out into a field like this on a beautiful afternoon, pop in your second battery, and then get that firmware warning on your display, and then you've got to download the firmware to update that battery. So it's always better to do it at home. That'll save you time, and it takes the stress out of flying. All right, enough about that. So the drone's ready to go. I've got the controller set up in 360-degree recording, and what I'm going to do in this clip is I'm going to put it up for the first time. I haven't flown it yet, and I can't wait to see what it looks like up in the air, and then I'll record a little bit of footage here in 360. And then I've got a lot of beautiful areas around me. I've got farms and fields and bays and pine barrens, and I'll put the drone up in a couple of those locations, and I'll put a short montage together of those videos so you can see exactly what the quality looks like. Now, I'll record in 360, I'll do that at 4K at 60 frames per second, and what you'll see in the video is footage right off the memory card. I won't do any kind of grading or any kind of color correction, but I may play around a little bit with the perspective because, again, the beauty of a 360-degree drone is that you'll fly it like a regular drone, but when you're flying it in post, you can look around. You've got the recording of all the area around you in this 360-degree bubble. So I can't wait to see what kind of creative effects I can apply to that video to sort of look at things that catch my interest when I'm up there in the air. So I may mess around with that a little bit. But anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's get the drone up in the air. Now, I've checked the area. There are no airplanes here. I've got no obstacles that are more than 100 feet up, but the tree right there is probably the tallest thing. So I've set the return to home at 150 feet, so it'll clear any obstacles in the area. And again, I'm gonna have a lot of fun today with this. All right, so let me spin up the props by holding the two joysticks down into the center. There we go. Oh, lift off. And I've already set my home point. There we go. All right, before I send it out in the field, let me take a walk over. You can hear how loud it is. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty reasonable. And man, is that kicking a lot of air down. It's really powerful up in the air. I think it's about the same noise level as maybe the Avata 2. It's a little bit different a frequency of noise, so I don't think it's as annoying, quite honestly. All right, the other thing I like to do with a new drone like this is before I fly, you can tell I'm starting to get giddy. I like to see how the controls affect the drone because, as I mentioned, every time I fly a new drone, every drone has a different personality. So if you're flying a Mini 5 Pro or some other drone from DJI or any manufacturer, it's not going to behave the same as your brand new drone. So what I like to do is I'll descend and elevate. Boy, it's quick. It is really quick. And then I'll go right and left. Boy, that's beautiful. It's so responsive. And then forward and back. All right. Boy, I got to be careful. This thing is screaming fast. And I have it in normal mode. It's not even in sport mode. All right, I think we're ready to go. I feel pretty good about how this drone is responding to the joysticks. Boy, is that quick. Watch out, Rick. All right. I'm going to turn on the recording, and away we go. Boy, that is smooth in the air. Boy, that video is absolutely amazing. So let's turn this way in the field. And I'll go up a little bit higher. Let me get up there. I don't know, let's get up to about 100 feet. Get a look around. All right, again, the drone is just hovering at about 100 feet at this point. And all I'm gonna do is leave it there because I've got 360-degree coverage, so the drone will actually sit in 3D space, and I don't even have to spin it to get a different perspective. So that's pretty cool. All right, let me spin it this way just to head back home. Boy, it's a beautiful day out here. I love flying in this field too because there's nobody around, I'm not bothering anybody, and you can see the home point there on the screen. And the nice thing about it too is that if this drone were to go squirrely on me, which it won't, I've actually got trees all around me to control how far it's going to run away from me. All right, so we're pretty close to the ground. Let me spin her back to the home point, and let's bring her back in for a landing. Now, again, I'm making this a short flight because I just wanted to get a feel for how it handles the wind, and I've got some gusting here in the wind, so it's a little bit windy today. Let me bring her into the home point. Boy, that thing is quick. That is really, really quick. All right, here she comes. Let me bring her down. Now, I'm going to try and land it right on the H. And this is always a trick, right? And this is something that I absolutely recommend any pilot do that's kind of new to the hobby, or even experienced pilots, because to me, that's the best part of the flight in a lot of cases, especially if you really haven't seen anything interesting, is to try and land it back on the H. That looks pretty close to me right there. Yeah, it's okay, it's all right. Back up a little bit and put her down. That wind is kicking.
Landing.
It's coming down. Oh, right on the H, all right. Oh man, I'm gonna have so much fun with this drone. Now the beautiful part about this is, okay, I got some footage, that's great. Any drone can do that. So all the drones I fly could have flown out there over the field, elevated to 100 feet and sat there. But when I get back to the shop and I look at the footage, I'm pretty sure when I'm hovering, I can look anywhere I need to look. I can look straight up, I can look down, I can look all around me. So it gives me, as somebody that really enjoys video footage and editing video footage, it gives me a 360-degree perspective that allows me to sort of move that framing to anywhere I need to move it, so I don't have to worry about it, which is phenomenal. Anyway, that's it for the takeoff and everything else and the first sample footage. But from here, I'm gonna be all over the state, filming in a bunch of different locations. So stay tuned for that montage next, and then I'll come back at the end with a few final thoughts. hope you enjoyed those video examples. And again, all of that footage came right off the SD card. I didn't make any adjustments or color corrections to the video, so you can see the type of image quality that the Avata 360 can record. Now, I did play around a little bit with that one clip where I wanted to go past that bridge and spin back to take a look at it, but other than that, no adjustments. Now, after having flown this for a couple of days, I'll be honest, I was really worried with the width of this that it would act like a piece of cardboard up in the air and the wind would take it and put it off course. But honestly, I flew in some pretty heavy winds and the drone did really well. I was out over the bay, quite a distance away with a headwind, and it came back at about 25 miles per hour. So it's got plenty of power up there in the air, and the 360 footage is unbelievable because when you bring it into the editing software, you can change your perspective to face anywhere you want. So essentially, you fly through an area, then you can compose the video later on using that editing software. So for me, I think it's a great drone. Now I'm gonna spend a lot more time flying this. I'll do some comparisons to the anti-gravity drone as well, and a couple of other things that I wanna talk about specifically with this drone around crash protection, APAS features, and a bunch of other things that it provides. So stay tuned to the channel for those. And again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button down there and join the Drone Valley family, because I have so much more content coming this summer. I've got the anti-gravity drone that I'm going to be reviewing, comparing it to this one, and I've got a couple of other surprises up my sleeve for later in the summer. So this is definitely a place you want to be. Thanks an awful lot for watching, and as always, until next time, happy flying.